Hello viewers, welcome back to my technology channel on YouTube GTech. This video is about an audio preamplifier that I designed and built way back in 1993-94 when I was a college student and a teenager. So since it was built in 1993-94, obviously it's a completely analog design. I'm using this preamplifier even today, so believe me, it will definitely be an interesting video for all those electronics enthusiasts out there. So let's start. So now why this preamplifier is special? First, it has a multiple input sources selector. So that's the first specialty. Of course, it's not a special thing, but it's there. So next, it has a stereo subwoofer output. Okay, it has a stereo subwoofer output. Then it has a stereo subtweeter output. So this is something special which is not very commonly found. So stereo subtweeter output. Then it has a stereo output that comes through a tone control. That is the third output. And then finally it has an output which gives a flat frequency response. So that is how this preamplifier has been built. One important thing is this design is not acceptable to all those high fidelity audio purists out there, because this is theoretically not the correct way of designing and implementing crossovers for audio applications. But believe me, this preamplifier sounds really spectacular. Being an audio purist myself, I'm telling you this. So now let us look into the design of this preamplifier. So the first stage is the input sources selector module. So if you can see here, this is the module. So it switches the inputs through relays that I have here. It was a little bit special at that time. So one of the inputs is let in and it goes to an operational amplifier somewhere here. So the operational amplifier is used to buffer this input, and then the output of the operational amplifier is split into 4. So for stereo, now we will have 8 outputs, so 4 for each channel. So then each split output is buffered again. So each split output is buffered again. So now we have 4 buffered outputs for each channel. Now the first buffered output goes to a subwoofer filter. So this is a TLO84 based subwoofer filter, and it goes to this circuit, and the output of this circuit goes to the output terminal. So once again it has a stereo output. So these are the subwoofer outputs. It comes through a subwoofer filter. Now the second buffered output goes to a high pass filter. So that's what I call a subwoofer, a subtweeter output. So it goes to a high pass filter. I don't know, like I don't remember the cutoff frequency, or so maybe it passes only those frequencies beyond maybe 14 kilohertz or 15 kilohertz. I don't remember, something like that. So the output of this high pass filter goes to the subtweeter terminals. Okay, so then the third buffered output from the op amp goes to tone control. I added this module very recently, I think 2 years back. Okay, so otherwise I had 2 flat outputs. So now the third buffered output goes to a tone control, and the output of the tone control goes to the terminals here. And the fourth one directly goes, the buffered output goes to the output. So that is how is the design of this circuit. One reason why I am using it even today is that because of this special subtweeter output that I have here. So what I do is I connect these sub-tweeter outputs to a very high quality amplifier, once again, which is custom built by me. So it's a class AB amplifier. So the output goes to that amplifier, and the output of the amplifier, it goes to high quality tweeters. So in this way I'm able to complement the bland frequency response that I usually get from my home theater, or say any other amplifier that I use with my media players, with my CD players, etc. So it drastically increases the crispness of the sound and sharpness of the sound, etc. So believe me, so all those guys who own very expensive systems, they come to me, and when they hear the sound with very ordinary home theater equipment that I have, they are really flabbergasted, and they are astonished. And even audio purists and high fidelity audio enthusiasts also really found the sound quality very interesting. So actually I use all the outputs. So the subwoofer output goes to goes to amplified subwoofers. Then I told about the subtweeter. Then the output from the tone controls, I have a different amplifier for that. So whenever I want to hear sound with just an effect with just a tone control, so I use this. So, and finally the output which has flat response, so this goes to the home theater. So this is how I usually connect the system. So that's why this this preamplifier is very interesting. So I hope all you guys liked this video. So thank you, good luck.